Hi, it's Sunday, April 10th in Rainbow Reset Poverty Pimp, Venice, California. This might be instructive. I hope it will be. First of all, this is a picture of just the face of Hunter Biden from a meme that somebody posted over a year ago that was just used. It was posted March 21st by someone else. It was just shown to me in its disgusting entirety. Why this guy isn't in jail right here is interesting, but I've been restricted, and this is what they call bullying, right? Here's like 33 restrictions. I'm a 70-year-old non-criminal, 42-year local resident, extremely accomplished in a number of fields. Okay? Here's Zuckerberg and these third world fascists from anywhere in the world that he's now saying that it's just opinions, now that O'Keefe and other people are going to drag his fascist ass into court. Here's my Horizon Health Action Coalition channel. It's got over 100,000 views. There's Crack House Jack Hoffman, poverty pimp in a pork pie hat, the millionaire poverty pimp, along with hotel felon Carl Lambert and poverty pimp weasel Steve Clare and Becky Dennison of Venice Community Housing Corporation, drug house racist Becky Dennison, Minnesota activist, bringing Maxine Waters here even after Sonia Greenland Reese declared Becky Dennison a racist, which is true. Here's my singles, which they're not happy with because we've got over 500,000 views on just these two songs. Good God Almighty, Buffalo to Venice Beach, and Mean and Restless, Building Back a Better New Normal. Mockingbird sings also. I record in Nashville, Tennessee. I do the vocals in Los Angeles or Sonoma County and the harmonica here. John Davis, Led Zeppelin's remastering engineer, was kind enough to provide a miracle blessing because I've been blacklisted, battered, almost 3 years homeless at age 70. You shouldn't have somebody one night in this mobocracy, vicious, ugly, Ed Buck riotous conditions that I've been subjected to that have killed many. Pass the message in memory whole. Outcomes Horizon Health Action Coalition and several of us who have unimpeachably documented this mobocracy, corporatocracy, mediatocracy, insurrection, unaccountable by tactic, designed to circumvent and bypass settled American law. Okay, so let's look at what these millionaires, Crack House Jack Hoffman and hotel felon Carl Lambert and Dirty Roger Mahoney, lease partner at St. Joseph's, Project Rape Key, serially staff violence, staff rapes. It's the hierarchical, it's this expansive subculture hierarchy. Okay, here's what they consider bullying. Me being attacked from behind in front of another St. Joseph's building person at 15 Horizon Apartment CC, from behind by somebody 20 years younger and much, much heavier, from behind. Okay? I ended up bleeding from my ears and my nose, though I was hit in the back of my head. I cradled my guitar instinctively on the way down and smacked my head against the concrete into unconsciousness, bleeding in the streets. Drug house Becky Dennison, only one in a series of assaults. Okay? They consider that bullying. My ribs hurt for a year because I cradled that guitar on the way down into unconsciousness. Bullying, huh? Well, my batteries are remaining. There's no data left. There's no money left. I live like this all the time. But look what I've accomplished. 100,000 views on Horizon Health Action Coalition and 600,000 on Stan Becker's songs. And boy, we're just getting going. There's Ed Buck. Meth Mike Bonin protected him. Eric Garcetti's financier. Eric Garcetti gets papal visits, but the previous Holy Father sanctioned Dirty Roger Mahoney for a pedophile protection racket. But there's useful idiot Meth Mike Bonin meeting with him secretly in 2005 in the beginning of what became Meth Mike Bonin's political career, commensurate with the huge sewer compound that St. Joseph's Homeless Project Rape Key, Rainbow Reset, ugliness, viciousness, cop hating, police destroying, sex criminals. Consider this bullying when I get beat to shit from behind in front of Dirty Roger Mahoney's and Valish Adam Kellen's staff. There's Becky Dennison and Stacy Burmaster, who's working somewhere else, that redhead, but she's suddenly lost her years at Venice Community Housing Corporation under Bridget Bell, working with Aquila Flemings, who Adult Protection Services removed along with others. Criminal Maxwell Harris from Hollywood Community sewer. What a Steve Clare sewer. Becky Dennison evicting me in Santa Monica courthouse, supposedly for less than $200 that I didn't owe them. They tried everything. That's all they could come up with. As Maxwell Harris, who was a removed asset manager in this picture here at a Linda Lux gourmet event with Meth Mike Bonin attended. You know, Venice Neighborhood Council, rubber stamp. There's Gary Stewart calling me. 3 years ago last week, just a few days before he jumped his very public suicide behind Santa Monica courthouse while I was being retaliatory evicted. Okay? Zuckerberg thinks that I'm bullying somebody. There's Maxwell Harris again. Is that Sylvia Arath or Barbara Millikan or which Botox neurotoxicity. Speaking of which, here's Linda Lux. Okay, there's your Jamie Page, your Soledad Usura, your Ira Koslow, your Taylor Baisley, your Drug House Becky Dennison, your Maxine Waters, your photo ops with Hillary Clinton, who had a photo op with racist torture murderer Ed Buck while he was still killing and sex trafficking black people because he's a recovery guru predator. A recovery room guru predator. BuzzFeed did a 3-parter, Queer Elite, Predation, Crack House Jack Hoffman in Venice, one of the 4 in the collusion circle that created the artificially hypergentrified Silicon Needle Beach Petri dish. And you see that the elites in the fascist paradigm, they never lose control. Speaking of which, there's Shane Goldsmith. Shame. Goldswipe. Gary Stewart, right? Liberty Hill Foundation Board of Directors. But Gary Stewart, I've known him for 36 years. We were at Rhino Records together. I directed a department. He directed A&R department. He made history. Lovely Gary Stewart. Okay? Meeting very uncharacteristically. I couldn't get out of it. He said he was en route. He met me in front of Drug House Becky Dennison's Venice Community Housing Corporation on Rose, which they since demolished and built another poverty pimp boondoggle. Gary was dead a few days later. The conditions he was in, nobody wants to talk about. Been blacklisted on top of being battered. And as you can see, restricted, banned. And once when I was in the hospital for an emergency call by